was one of the interesting things I found when we first talked, because you talked about the moment you really started working more with cannabis in particular, that was a shift for you from maybe what might have even been a period of burnout at the time, where you were a little bit disconnected from yourself and from your body and from key relationships, and then
Right.
it helps with the recalibration there, and it was a journey of coming back to yourself. Can you talk a little bit about that, because that was quite inspiring from what I heard.
I'm not sure I'm going to give the credit to cannabis is the first way I'm going to answer that question. I'm going to give it to the fact that I ended up with a partner where I get to have sex every day. So I'm going to give it over to orgasmic pleasure rather than cannabis. Cannabis is a tool. I use it somewhat, just as I use, LSD or occasionally MDMA, and I can quickly dial into those flow states that way. But when I jumped into the cannabis industry, I was not dialed in. I was probably more chaotic and just chasing, putting out fires and solving problems and building in an industry that was fledgling and where you had to be just on your feet at all times, problem solving, and most importantly, pivoting, quickly in those circumstances. I think I learned dropping into creativity and productivity and really from understanding time and pressure. Really, and when I say time, when you are able to sort of just from muscle memory drop into flow states, time changes completely. How you solve problems changes and what you do, and it does seem like I have a lot on my plate. When you just spoke that out loud, it was almost like, but when you're doing what you love and trying to solve a problem, and that the problems I'm solving right now are all, in an ecosystem. So when I talk about, having some edible sex play products for orgasmic pleasure, that's around helping others really communicate about pleasure. So, they're all tied to, yes is fun for me because I am I'm born in 1968, so I am a product of the 60s, but more importantly, I naturally sit in counterculture. So sex, drugs, and rock and roll is
right up your street.
Right up my alley for sure. So, my products are going down. It's an oral sex elixir. Start me up, of course, a nod to my Rolling Stones and my boy Mick. So everything I do is really trying to open communication.